Welcome back, everybody, to episode 5 of another Clash of Clans podcast. Glad to have you here once again, whether you're listening on the way to work, farming Legends attacks half asleep at 2 a.m., or pretending you're not strategically ignoring your Builder Base collectors right now. We've got a packed episode today with a good mix of Clash news, community discussion, and complete nonsense, which honestly is usually when this podcast is at its best. We'll be diving into the brand new Builder Base Bonanza event because Supercell has once again decided that abandoned Builder Bases deserve another resurrection attempt. We'll talk more about whether these massive boosts and rewards are actually enough to get players to care again, or if Builder Base is still that strange side project everybody remembers once a month when Clan Games pops around. We're also going to break down episode 4 of Inside the Builder Hut, featuring Ferry interviewing Clash of Clans General Manager Sabrina, and surprisingly, it was a good conversation. Everything from ore progression to the philosophy behind rank mode, as well as clan social features were spoken about quite a bit, and what Supercell seems to be planning for the future of community interaction inside Clash. And later on in the episode, we'll be joined by C-Note from Clash Tours for what will become probably a completely unhinged conversation about the Clash community, clan culture, weird player behavior, creator life, and whatever other chaos we accidentally stumble into along the way. We've also got the debut of a brand new segment called Clash Court, and today's defendants in the stocks is the Electro Dragon. That's right, the flying war crime itself will be standing trial for multiple allegations against the Clash community. So, there's a lot to get into today. Let's jump straight into Clash news.
It's time for Clash news.
And in the news, so there's actually been quite a bit happening around Clash lately, outside of the usual. First up, Builder Base Bonanza kicked off on the 17th, and it will be carrying on all the way through until the end of the month. It ends on the 31st of May, bringing a 50% reduction on Builder Base upgrade costs and times, as well as a 4 times Builder Base star bonus. Every 5 days, there's going to be recurring task events coming through where it's got a little reward line that includes a Rune of Builder Elixir, 3 Builder Star Jars, as well as 3 Clock Tower Potions. Which honestly feels like Supercell walking into abandoned Builder Bases with a defibrillator yelling, "Clear!" It might just be the case, as the effect has triggered a chain towards Ash's Discord to post an announcement for the first time this year. In other news, we also got episode 4 of Inside the Builder Hut featuring Ferry interviewing Clash GM Sabrina. And there were actually some genuinely interesting discussion points buried in there. One of the bigger topics was returning players and how overwhelming progression now feels, especially regarding ores and hero equipment. Sabrina did confirm catch-up systems are actively being worked on and hinted that ores may eventually become obtainable through normal gameplay rather than mostly through limited events. She also repeatedly emphasized a global connection. She also spoke about safer interaction and stronger clan community feeling, which very heavily implies Supercell is cooking up some kind of larger social feature behind the scenes. Also worth noting was that the GM of Clash of Clans openly admitted that she's an Electro Dragon player. And she'd add super Electro Dragons if given the opportunity, which frankly feels less like game design philosophy and more like a declaration of war against the legend that is joining us today. Outside of Clash of Clans, Clash Files are hosting the Trifecta of Terror, which is a 3v3 tournament for Town Hall 18 players that belong to the Clash Files family. The format does include a single elimination with a Legends modifier. There's a 5-minute prep with 15-minute wars and only 1 hit per player. Signups did open on May the 15th, but you can still hurry and join because they closed on the 21st, with matches running from May the 23rd through until June the 7th. The winning team members will each receive a gold pass courtesy of Tyler. And honestly, smaller formats like this are always fun because they make tournament play feel far less intimidating compared to full competitive league environments. Speaking of competitive environments, the Clash World Championship qualifiers continue later this month, with the May qualifier going to be kicking off later on. As usual, teams will be grinding ladder matches, attempting to qualify through into the next stages of competitive play and eventually towards golden ticket contention later this season. So, between Builder Base events, esport qualifiers, community tournaments, social feature teasers, and Supercell apparently enabling Electro Dragon propaganda internally, there's actually quite a bit happening right now. So, introducing to discuss these and other topics, including some takes in his legendary fairy tale with a sometimes Mr. Bean vibe ending, the one, the only, yes, it's the Podfather himself. Welcome to the show, C-Note. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Click. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure having you here. What are some of your takes on the new Hammer Jam for Builder Base?
I don't even know what to think about that. That's I I would have to ask just why.
Oh well, I mean, at least they're getting a couple. I mean, we're getting a Rune of Builder elixir, which is a free 50. What's it? 50 gems.
Yeah, I think something like that. Honestly, I look at a ruin of builder elixir or a ruin of builder gold like I do a resource potion.
Oh, okay. No. So then, obviously, the Star Jar and the Clock Tower potions. That's just an extra five gems for you.
Yeah, an extra 5 gems and a huge sigh.
Oh well. Do you understand anything about the task every day? Is what that means? I have no idea what that meant when they were busy discussing it.
No, I don't. And admittedly, I don't pay enough attention to that to know what they mean by that. It's so it's anybody's best guess.
Well, my very interesting take was on the Inside the Builder Hut video. Did you give it a watch?
I did. I thought Sabrina was very well spoken, and
Yeah.
she had some very good points and a lot of hints as to what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
One glaring one, right? The globally.
Oh, but how long do you think it'll last if they do actually have to implement global chat again before someone ruins it, spoils it for everyone?
Honestly, I think they took a hard look at their numbers,
Yeah.
and probably how they've dwindled over the years.
Mm.
And they thought, what can we do to rejuvenate this? And global chat was probably the elephant in the room that they had to address.
That's a good point. Very, very good point. And what did you think about her admission for Super Dragons being introduced? That
I
she could
try
do it
not to think about that.
because her and Ferry had a very good, touching moment there, busy contemplating dragons and e-dragons at the same time. I saw, and I was just thinking in my head, "Oh my goodness, this is going to drive C wild."
Being as that she's new, I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt until she mentioned e-drags, and then I was checked out.
No, I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you at all. Really, I don't. So your show Clash Tours. You're more of a guy who goes into different clans and what? How did you come up with the idea of going instead of having your own clan, just running along to a whole bunch of different clans? I find that one of the most awesome things to do, but I don't know. I'm the kind of guy, once I find somewhere I like, I prefer to stay. But how did you come up with that concept? It's awesome.
I think about 5 or 6 years ago, I was part of another podcast, and we did a collab with some other podcasters, Clash of Clans podcasters, and we decided to make a tour, and visit these different clans, and each one of us got to find and pick a clan that we would go to, and we'd spend probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 wars with them, and get to meet some new people, and kind of I don't know, showcase our not I, that's kind of a strong word. I don't want to say showcase, advertise our podcast.
Yeah.
Kind of just get the word out. And I had so much fun doing that and meeting new people and seeing how the other half lives, so to speak. That when I left the Crystal to Join podcast, I didn't have intentions of podcasting anymore, but by popular demand, I guess you could say, I gave it a whirl, and I thought, well, I want to do something that's unique that no one else is doing, and
Yeah.
that just popped into my head, and I've been doing it ever since.
Oh, well, out of all of the clans that you've toured so far, which one remains the most memorable one that you've gotten inside and saw how they operate? Which one sticks out, if you can remember one?
Yeah, I'd have to say Pickle is probably the
Oh,
most that
really?
it was the
Yeah,
most
I've heard
interesting. Yeah,
Pickle.
because yeah, the leader was really cool, and he let me and a few of my friends kind of do what we wanted to do, to a degree,
Yeah.
reasonably speaking.
Okay.
And so he let me, criticize his clanmates. He let me kind of kind of banter with new people that were joining the clan, and
Okay.
so it was a lot of fun, and we made a lot of friends there. It was a very active clan, and you could tell they were pushing to be better. So it was very hard to leave, and that hasn't been the case with a lot of other clans that I've been at. Sometimes I'm like clawing at the door to leave because it's so bad, but with Pickle, it was different. It was I made some friends, and it was very difficult to leave.
Oh, okay. So you've built Clash tours around visiting the different clans instead of just staying in one permanently. So Pickle would obviously be the one that you'd go to if you had to return to one and stay one. That would be the one where you'd stay.
That's a tough question. Because I do have a lot of friends in the Clash community,
Oh,
and
okay.
so the problem is they're not all in one clan. They all have their own clans or their own thing going.
Yeah.
So it would be very difficult for me to pick just one clan to say that that's home. That's where I lay my head at night. So, um, yeah, Pickle would be up there though, because it was such a great experience. Probably the
Yeah.
best experience I've had at any kind of random clan. I've had great experiences at clans where I've known the people or they've invited me, and I already know people in the clan. This was totally random, and we were meeting these people for the first time. So it was just such a great experience that I don't know that I would want to abandon my longtime friends to go there, but it was definitely worth the trip.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I mean, on your podcast itself, you've had some absolute characters on the shows that who out of all of them has caught you off guard by being so completely different once the recording actually started? Which one completely changed your mind about them as soon as they started speaking on a recording?
Uh, Boy, that's you can come up with some tough questions here. I don't know. Most of the people that I have on my podcast, I already know how they are because I've known them for a while.
Yeah.
Um, but I would have to say, Trample Damage is probably the most
Yeah.
vicarious guest I've ever had, because he he says things so spontaneously that you don't expect them coming from, he's I kind of consider him a super creator, right? So you kind of
Yeah.
think that he has some kind of filter, built in his brain. And when you get him on a podcast, he becomes this, not a totally different person, but his humor really shines.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I kind of see him being my leader. I see him sort of as the kind of person I want to be one day. So hopefully I get to step alongside him one day, and you'll be up there with. I'll be climbing up with you and him, going up into the super creator one day.
But you'll probably be climbing over me to get to him because he's pretty high up there.
Oh, don't worry. I'll need to climb over everyone, and there's a lot of people, so it's a big start. so, so has anyone ever revealed too much on your show that you've needed to edit out? So don't worry, you don't need to mention any names.
Yes, there have been a few that have said some things that were funny at the time or funny while we were recording, but when I actually got the chance to sit down and listen to it, I'm like, I don't know if my fans would take to that. So, I had to use some discretion, but there are a lot of things that I don't edit out. There's a lot of funny things that happen. I've mentioned him a million times, and he's such a wonderful friend of mine, BG. And
Yeah.
having him on the podcast a few times was amazing because he is like he is on the podcast. He is like that in real life, and he just says we share such a common interest in how we approach like comedy or things that we find funny or
Yeah.
shticks, if you will. And so it was very easy talking to him, and he just would have me laughing so hard that I would have to edit out the laughing because it would just be minutes and minutes of laughing.
Yeah, well, I'm listening to with BG and Whip when they were together. My goodness, that is really three is definitely not a crowd when it comes to those interviews. It is perfect.
No, not at all. That they are so welcoming. Since the day
Oh
I've met
yes.
them, they are so welcoming and they're so easy to be around. And you kind of have carte blanche to say whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, and they just kind of accept it. So it's nice having that autonomy to just be yourself around them.
And in your tours, I also did want to ask you. So, what's the closest you've actually come to starting inside clan civil war? What's the closest you've come to starting one?
Oh, well, Click, here's the thing. I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Ooh, news.
So when I go in to a clan,
Yeah.
I go in with the intention of being friends, right? Like
Okay.
making new friends, meeting new
Yeah.
people. So I
Yeah.
have every intention of being cordial and following the rules and whatever they have set forward in the hopes that I not only have a good experience, but I leave, with a good experience behind me and maybe a door open for me to return to do a follow-up episode maybe someday. But when I see things going south, where there's no leadership in place
Yeah.
or no one's driving the car, right? We're on autopilot.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of get a little devious. I'm not gonna lie. I start purposely trolling people. As a matter of fact, I'm in a clan right as we speak, doing a tour, and it's clear that the leader is not driving the ship. Like
Oh, okay.
he's absent a lot of times, and he's
Oh.
not enforcing his rules. And so I saw someone dip in war, and the war rule is you hit your mirror first, and then at the 16-hour mark, then it's fair game. So I've
Okay.
called two people out so far. One of them purposely waited to the 16-hour mark because he didn't want to hit his mirror, and he dipped
Oh.
about 5 or 6 spaces down so that he could have an easier matchup. I
Mm.
called him out and I got very little response. So then someone yesterday I happened to be on
Okay.
didn't attack their mirror, went one down, and they were a 13 and they were attacking a 12 and they failed. And
Oh.
then they proceeded to do their second attack right away. And it wasn't the 16-hour mark. And they one starred on that, which was
Oh
also a dip
no.
for them. So I wrote in chat, I think you missed your mirror, bud. And there was no response. So I'm like, okay, well, clearly I'm
Obviously.
not going to get anywhere. Right. So I get off the game for a couple hours and I get back on, and he writes this whole paragraph of stuff.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
so sorry. I screwed up my attacks, not even acknowledging that he didn't follow the war rules. He was just more concerned that he got a 1-star and a 2-star. And he's like, I'll try harder. And then he throws his WhatsApp number out there. And I'm like,
Oh no.
what are you doing? And he's encouraging people to hit him up on WhatsApp and give him suggestions on how he should attack. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, I wasn't calling out the fact that your attacks were bad. And then in parentheses, I wrote, they were. I'm calling out the fact that you didn't follow the war rules, which are pinned, in the messages in case you want to read them. I said, so not only did you dip fail, but you didn't follow the war rules. And he didn't respond to that. But a co-leader did acknowledge that and said, oh, that's some good information. See, thank you. And I'm like, I can't even troll anybody in this clan. Like, they're not even taking the bait. So,
Oh no, that's terrible. I mean, any clue as to where the clan's based, country, or is it one of the international ones?
no, it's United States. Yeah,
Oh,
I try to
okay.
keep them. I try to keep them close to home, so that I can understand or read what they're writing in chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's a bit hard taking a screenshot and then going into Google. Show us words you want to understand. One of those.
Yes,
No, I
yes,
don't
and
have
I've done
time for
that. I've
that.
done that. Yeah, it's a lot of work trying to translate what people are saying, and obviously you're going to get the literal form. If people are
Yeah,
talking in
true.
slang, you're not going to get what they're actually meaning.
No, you won't. Definitely not. So let's step away from, well, kind of step away from Clash, but let's talk about real life. So what's the clashiest thing you've ever witnessed in real life? Like seeing someone that looks like a troop or something to that effect. Have you ever come across anything like that? Because today I walked into this guy, and I promise you, the way he was wearing, he had that goatee and he had his hoodie on. I swear, I thought I was looking at the wizard. I was going to say, "Can I see your hair?"
um, well, I live in Ohio, so most of the people in Ohio look like golems, and they walk around like golems, real slow. So, I guess I could say I could see that every day if I so chose.
Okay, that makes complete sense. And what's the weirdest DM you've received from, let's say, from maybe a fan or anyone else, someone that you didn't know? What's the weirdest thing you've received in your DMs when someone slid in there? You have
Oh
to have at
boy.
least one story that you're allowed to tell.
Boy, you're catching me off guard here. Well, I've had a lot of crazy things said to me, and I think it's more trolling me to get a reaction. But one in particular, I remember they sent me what they deemed as a picture of themselves, and it happened to be female. And I didn't buy in for a second that it was them because, number one, a woman that pretty would not be playing Clash of Clans. Let's be real here. So,
Oh, you'll be
and
surprised. You'll be very, very
yeah,
surprised.
yes, and that is not to insult the females who play Clash of Clans. I'm sure there are a lot of very attractive ones that do, but this one was clearly not into Clash of Clans. And the things that she was saying to me
Oh
um,
no, I can just
were,
imagine.
yeah, they were very provocative and
Yeah,
very, misleading and
yeah.
deliberately misleading to where I'm like, yeah, there's no way this is real, right? Like you see this crap on movies, so I'm not buying into this. And I kind of shirked her off, so to speak. I just kind of stopped replying because it was like, all right, this is getting silly. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, she went away. So
So you
luckily,
didn't play along?
I did not, no. And actually, a
Oh,
friend of
okay.
mine searched her picture and found that it had been used in several other areas and websites. So uh, my assumptions were correct that indeed was not her, if it was a her at all. So
Oh, good point with the fishing. Yeah, you never know.
yes, yes.
So here's another nice, easy kind of question for you. Yes or no? So Do you, by any chance, have a favorite delivery story that you couldn't publish?
No, actually, I don't.
So no ladies opening up the door completely nude, saying, "Hey, pizza man," like we see in those bad movies.
I'm not gonna say that didn't happen. But I wouldn't, there wasn't enough of a story to tell that, but I could tell you,
Oh, okay.
I could tell you here and now. There's kind of a, for lack of a better term, a skanky hotel that was right near our restaurant, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, the kind of hotels where you can rent by the hour, and so we would deliver there quite frequently, and I remember going there one time, and they had like the bolt lock was keeping the door open a crack, so when I knocked, she was like, "Oh, just come in," and I'm like, "Nope, that's not happening." Because you never know who's behind the door, right? Like
Yeah, no,
I'm,
obviously. Yeah.
I watch too much true crime to know better than to just go okay and open the door. So um, I yelled to her, "Well, you're gonna have to open the door." And so after a couple of minutes, she came to the door in nothing but a towel, right?
Oh
And I'm
my
like, okay,
goodness.
well,
That
just
is
I. So I looked around the room because it was just one room, and
Yeah.
I said, I could see that she was holding the towel up in one hand, and then she had like the cash in her other hand. And I said, "Would you like me to put this on your or not nightstand, but the little desk that was right there by the
Yeah.
door?" And she said, "Yeah, that'd be great, thank you." So I was maybe 2 or 3 steps in, and I put it down, and I turned to go back towards the door, and she handed me the cash, right? And
Mm.
I counted it real quick, and I said, "Hey, I don't mean to be a jerk, but you're like $3 short." "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I said, "Okay, do you want to get the money, or do I need to take the food back? What's going on?" She's like, "No, no, no, I have it right over here." So she goes to the vanity, which is on the other end of the room, and
Okay.
she's digging through her purse, and she's trying to hold her towel up with her
Oh,
armpits,
and it's
and
not
while she's
working.
digging in her purse. No, did not work. Finally, she, rather than concentrate on holding her towel up, she concentrated more on digging through her purse. The towel fell off completely, and she
Oh.
was clearly not phased by this. And the vanity had a
A
one of
mirror.
those huge mirrors, you know what I mean, like that goes to the
Oh,
ceiling.
yes.
So not only am I looking at her ass, but I'm looking at her front
Oh,
through the mirror, and she
okay.
is not embarrassed whatsoever. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
no.
And I think at this point, she's like, well, he's seen all the goods by now, so there's no point in hiding it. She didn't even bother to put the towel back on. She grabbed the rest of the remaining money or balance, turned right around, walked up to me as if she was fully clothed, handed me the money, and said, "Thank you very much." And I'm like, okay. And I just walked out the door. Um,
Wow, now that is something that is something you only see in those bad movies, like as I call them in inverted commas.
I'm not gonna lie, Click. The thought crossed my mind where she wasn't gonna find that $3, and she was gonna say, "Is there anything I can do for that $3 balance?" So,
And
luckily, she did not say that.
let me guess, you're the kind of guy who's going to say, "Nope, grab the food and drive straight back," right?
Now, I didn't say that. Now,
Okay, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at
yes, yep, yep.
that. Well, it's always fun listening to your delivery stories. Which one, I have to ask you, which one is your favorite? I'll let you know which one is mine. Batman will always be my favorite one. I don't know why. Of all of them, I know it's not because it's one of the most recent, but it's just one that stands out to me because it's something I can imagine the guys over here in South Africa, where you guys call it a barbecue, we call it a braai. And if the guys are having a braai, they've had enough dope, they don't care what they're wearing. And they'll still
Mm.
carry on the whole time. So which of your delivery stories is your favorite?
Oh, well, it's bittersweet. It's not my favorite, but it is my favorite because the storyline was amusing to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's the one where it was Stinky. Um, Stinky was that smelly guy that lived in that
Oh,
apartment.
okay. Yes, I remember that.
Yes, and I wound up running into him a second time, which I thought was impossible, but it happened.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
yeah, and I don't think that I could. The frustrating part is I couldn't get across how bad he smelled to my audience. Like, and I couldn't even think of something to for them to visualize or think in their head like, oh, it smells like a skunk or it smells like garbage. It was it was the most worst smell I have ever experienced. It was, and I'm not accustomed. I've not been around a lot of dead bodies or anything like that. But
Mm.
if I had or if I was, I would have to assimilate his smell to an infant's diaper full of crap
Oh my
and
goodness. So
mixed
like
with death.
so like fart spray but times 1,000.
Yes, and then mix that with like a 10-day-old dead corpse. Like
Oh
that's
my
that's how it smelled. It was
goodness.
so bad.
Wow. No,
Yes.
I actually thought you were gonna do the sweet one where you had to do the changing the tire in the rain. I thought that
No,
was
no, no, because I was angry after that. I was soaked and she didn't even say thank you, and I was angry after that one.
No, the sweet. When I said the sweet one, I meant sweet as in really funny for everyone else listening.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Yeah. I mean, that's something that everybody can relate to, right? Or at least every guy, right, that's ever stopped to help someone change a
Oh
tire.
yes,
So that
gratitude
one was very
goes.
relatable.
Yeah, gratitude does go a long way until you don't receive it.
Yes. Yes.
Then it's a whole nother story.
Yes.
Well,
Its
thi-
absence looms larger than presence.
well, I hope these have given my listeners and your listeners a little bit of more info on you, and yeah. But so what I do want to do is I'm starting a new segment called Clash Court, and I'm hoping you're gonna enjoy this one because we've got the defendant who's on trial. It's the Electro Dragons, and the charges are. The first charge is crimes against tactical diversity. The second, aggravating spam deployment. Hold on, what was that? Sorry, aggravated spam deployment. That's what I said. That's what I said. The third charge is encouraging lazy deployment practices. And finally, operating with excessive discharge in confined areas. What? Without permission? Oh, sorry. Without protection of CC troops. Those are the charges. So, C-Note, I'd like to know from you, what do you think? Should he be prosecuted or should we let him go?
Mm. I think you're a little light on the charges. I can think about 5 more off the top of my head that you can
Well,
hit him
please
with.
do. I wouldn't mind if you added a few more in there. Please tell me the charges you'd like to add in there.
Oh goodness, how about to start with? How about violation of protected airspace? Because that's my
Oh,
base.
yes. Okay, that's another. That is number 5. Do you have a number 6 for us?
Sure. How about using electricity illegally without a permit?
Oh, that is definitely a bad one. I think this is a closed case. Finished. I think he's sentenced. Sorry, Iraq, but you're gone.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, E-Drag can go. Life
All
sentence.
right. Life sentence. Okay. Well, we're going to have to get, perhaps we'll have to ask, he's going to have to get a bail bond from the Goblin National Bank. Do you think Hal would give him a word of help or not?
I can speak for Hal in this confidently that he does not like E-Drag, so he would probably not put his house up for bond to get the
Okay.
E-Dragon out of jail.
Well, then he's going to have a word with Ferry and Sabrina on that one.
Yeah, that's a good call. Good call. Yeah, you could go to Sabrina. Yeah, you know what? I I have to say that that's probably what's going to happen, right? Like Sabrina's going to bail him out, and then she's going to
Okay.
hire some high-priced attorney that's going to prove all the charges wrong, and the E-Drag will unfortunately live on. But I admire the fact that you're trying to put him away forever.
Well, I am trying because, I need to help my friends. And yeah, I believe that he needs to spend some time behind bars to learn his good lesson. And, from what
Yes.
I've seen from here, I'm sure that a bit of time out of the air and behind bars can only do everyone else a bit of good when it comes to farming. Because
Yes, only good will come out of E-Drags
yeah,
being away.
they can learn some decent ground attacks for a change.
Absolutely. Actually, we could take it a step further, Click. We could put the E-Drags in jail and then the people using them in jail.
Oh, now unfortunately, I don't have the authority to do that. That's going to have to go to the civil side of things.
Class action suit against all E-Drag users. I'm all for it.
One time, it's going to be the best. Anyway, so between whether it's Global Chat's return or the Builder Base Bonanza that's currently going on, don't forget to keep on clashing. Time for shout outs. So, who are you shouting out? See?
Well, I'm going to give you a shout out for having me on the show, and
Thank you.
I greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to my good friend Kat from Pineapples and Thorns, who you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're an animal lover or you have animal Click, but she just lost her dog a
Oh,
few days ago.
no.
And for those
Oh,
of us that are animal lovers and have animals, there's no greater pain. So I
oh,
just wanted to
yes.
give her a shout out, let her know I was thinking of her in this time. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's
my
what I got.
condolences go to her too. Yeah, please. My shout out will also, I'll send a shout out on that half. I'm a big dog lover, so I can understand and really do sympathize with her. My other shout outs will be for Jess for leaving me in the lurch to do the news all on my own this time. But I'm sure I went through it nice and easy. Another three are Rick, as well as Trample Damage, and you, see, for all the help and thoughts on the restructure now that Ghosty has taken flight and is doing his own thing. I wish him the best of luck with that.
Rip Ghosty.
Yeah, unfortunately, on my show, I don't do shade outs, but I will let you do a shade out, seeing as though it's you, and I'd like to keep to your way. Who would you like to send a shade out to, if there are any?
Oh, goodness. I wasn't prepared for this. Yeah, I thought we were just doing shout outs, but I've always got a shade out in my hip pocket for just such an occasion. I'm going to shout out, or excuse me, I'm going to shade out my neighbor for picking inconvenient times to mow his lawn because my house is so close to his,
Uh,
and he always seems to choose the worst time to mow his lawn, especially like when I'm looking to record because my microphone is so strong it picks up
oh,
him mowing in the background, so I have to attune to his schedule,
oh
meaning I have to wait
no,
for him to finish mowing the lawn before I could start recording. And today
that's
is no
not
different.
fair.
Luckily, Click, he finished right before we started recording because I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. And I didn't want to ask you to reschedule your podcast. But I'm like, dude, every time I go to record, you decide you want to mow the lawn. Like, what the F is up with that? Like,
Oh
seriously.
my goodness.
I'm thinking he has my house bugged or something. And he knows, like, oh, C-Note's going to record. I better go out. It must be time to mow the lawn. And he goes right out, does his thing. He doesn't take very long, but it's the concept that every time I want to do something recording wise, this guy goes out and mows his lawn. So I'm gonna give him a shade out for that.
Yeah, well, you not surprised when it comes to neighbors, because believe it or not, mine is also for my neighbor. He decided to have a party last night and didn't switch off the music until about around 4 o'clock this morning. And
Ouch.
he's got a mobile DJ, a DJing unit that he takes around. But I suppose he was having his own party, so he was pumping it full blast this morning and last night. So I only got to sleep at around about, you could say, 4:30 this morning.
No, you can
Which
throw him
wasn't
in jail
fair.
with the E-Drags.
I'd love to. I'd love to. Yeah, and you could probably say he resembles more of a giant because he's bigger than me, and I'll never ever start trouble or say anything to him. But unfortunately, he's not as sweet and kind as him. He's got some very nasty things to say to his wife sometimes.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, then he definitely belongs in jail.
So both of our shout outs go to our neighbors. Just a quick, the listener's question for the week. It's going to be, who would you like to see next in the stocks for Clash Court? Is it going to be a wizard, root rider, or who's it going to be? Let me know in the comments below. And I'd like to thank you again. Thank you very much, Steve, for coming and joining us and for entertaining us and letting us know a little bit more about you. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, thanks again for having me on.
Oh, it's always good, man.